Yo, 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 welcome to episode 5 of
Life Be Lifing, the podcast.
Yay!
Can you imagine episode 5? High
I
five,
know,
baby.
we made it. We made it. So yesterday, we recorded our 4th episode.
Yes.
Life was really lifing. We said so. It was crazy. This is the second time we're recording. We have our Taiwo here.
Yes,
As
thank
our
you
guest.
for having me.
No. You got to do the intro properly. When
That
you
wasn't
introduce
good
our
enough.
that was not good enough.
No.
Okay,
do
okay,
better
wait,
than
let's
that.
wait
So
for
let's
Taiwo. Let's
so
for
so
Taiwo.
let's kind of talk about Taiwo.
Hey, baby girl.
So Taiwo
Hey,
is
girl.
my cousin, my adorable cousin, as you can see, super beautiful. She's
You
she's a nurse
guys making me
practitioner.
blush. I don't want to mess it up, so yeah, I'm gonna just keep it as
with
is.
the Barbie theme.
So she's our ever beautiful,
Aw.
ever gracious, the sweetest, the kindest, the most amazing.
Are you hearing this right now?
Honestly,
Are you
everyone
hearing
who-
this?
Yes, we are.
Honestly, everyone who meets Taiwo loves Taiwo.
Aw,
And
you guys.
Taiwo is like the sweetest person. She and I just kind of ended up in the same state, and she has been like the best
Wow,
person
you're literally making me blush
that
right
I've,
now.
that I've really hung out with and enjoyed. That she has allowed me to enjoy my time in this new city. And
But wait,
honestly,
Moya, sorry to cut you off. Let me put you on the spot. Where have
Yeah.
you been hiding Taiwo all this time? I've known you for like the longest. Where have you been hiding
Yes,
Taiwo?
girl.
Taiwo
Where
was
have
on
you
the
been
West
hiding?
Coast.
Come
I
on.
moved to Houston. I started talking about Taiwo this,
Look
Taiwo
at
this. I'm
this
like,
girl.
wait,
I've been trying to
hold on.
hide
Who
my
this?
location. Oh, there's all location.
Who this? Who this? So please, where has Taiwo been for the past 21 years? in
Mo,
our
you want to
lives?
answer that?
Yeah, of course. Ty was on the West Coast and I was on the East Coast. So funny enough, we used to see when we do meet in, like, if I go to the if I go to
Family
the West Coast,
events
exactly.
or whatnot.
But
Yes.
she doesn't come to Lagos much too, so maybe that's why.
I
But
don't know. Maybe I guess it's time to start getting her to come to Lagos more often.
she needs to. Oh my God, I feel like both
I
of
mean,
you would
you
have
need
a
to come
blast.
and
You know what?
Before.
December would be an amazing time for me to go. I'm yet to go to Nigeria during December, so
Taiwo, please.
maybe that would be the
Please,
a starting point for
ginger,
us to, you
ginger
know.
and come through. Let me host you in Lagos.
Hey.
I'm totally down for it.
Awesome. So today we're talking about
No, but before you start, let Ty tell us a little bit about
This is
herself,
true.
what
Sorry,
she
sorry,
does.
sorry.
Okay. You guys putting me on the spot.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes.
Please be
A
on
little
the
bit
spot.
about me. My name is Taiwo. I'm also in my 30s and thriving. And
Hey.
I'm in the healthcare industry in terms of work. I'm not going to say exactly what, but yeah. I do enjoy what I do. And I'm currently living in Houston, beautiful city. And you didn't want me to mention that, but it's okay. We're in Houston. Yes, the secret is out. But yeah, Houston is beautiful. It's lovely, and yeah, it's a nice city to be a single, and yeah, dating and all the above, all that entails has been beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, and Taiwan and I, we talk a lot. Like, we have really, really deep conversations about life, about love. You know, we're both out in the market.
Yeah.
So we're both searching for that, that
Single.
forever love.
I've been searching.
Searching.
Hey.
and honestly, it's been an amazing journey, just kind of seeing how well we speak to each other and we give each other advice as well, and just really have really good conversations, right?
Yes.
So today, though, we're not talking about dating. We're going to be talking about how life be lifing when it comes to friendships, right? So, Dupe, give us a little bit of a flair into our combo.
So we're talking about how besties become frenemies or any type of friendship
Or enemies.
or any type of friendship, and how you grow apart, how you drift apart. Typically people say that life takes over and then they lose connection with your friendship and whatnot. So, like, let's talk about how life be lifing when that happens, how you handle it, even without any argument, and how you just drift apart generally.
So what I'm getting from that is almost like good friends gone bad, right?
Yeah.
And I have stories for days when it comes to that. Actually, not stories, maybe one or two people shout, but the story was just really heavy, right?
Yeah.
And I think that happens a lot. What really stems that is most times jealousy, right? So, like, I've had situations where, like, I've had friends who, a friend actually or should I say ex-friend, who basically we were best friends. Like, we were very close, very intimately close, like in terms of sharing everything with this person. And, there were a lot of things that would go around. Like, people would be like, oh, I heard. And I would always think, like, who's saying all these things about me? Some of them were rumors that weren't true, and some of them were true. But, like, in my mind, I just used to wonder, like, how could this, it come, like, to the point that I never thought it could be her. Like, I'll be thinking elsewhere, who could he be? Like, why is this happening? And then as time went on, I now realized that, oh my God, there's only one source of truth. There's only one source of, one person that can really be saying these things, even things that weren't true, and, just God is so weird, because during that time, I think I was very prayerful just about life. I think this was when I was kind of in my 30s, or just about to be. No, I was actually in my 20s, actually, but late 20s. And I was like, I really want to really become a better person. Like, so I started doing all this, like, and when I say better person, I mean mentally. Like, I just felt like I was stressed. Life was lifing for me in the 20s. So I was just like, I need to figure out what's going on. Like, just put everybody, arm's length, everybody. Let me figure my life out. And during that time, I got closer to God, started praying a lot more, and I used to pray to God all the time. God, anybody that is coming here with negative energy, scatter it now. And I'm telling you, it was like magic. Like, the truth just came to light. I had a friend, like another friend, come to my apartment randomly and started saying, oh, Mo, I'm mad at you. And I'm like, mad at me? What did I do? And she was like, oh, I heard you said this and that and this. And I'm like, me about you, girl? I hold you with respect. There's no way that came from me. And she was like, oh, your ex-best friend told me all this stuff. And mind you, that time we were very close. So I was like, there's no way she could have told you this. And she started telling me even like personal things. So basically what that best friend used to do is she would take my gist, give it to that person, so that person feels comfortable
to share more stories. I see.
So that's how she used to do rumble in the garden for gist,
Oh, wow.
So and that was the day, like, I called her up and just was like, girl, bye, never again, like, and ever since then I don't even think I've said a word to her ever then. Because that was the day I found out, like, so much stuff. Like, there were things the girl was saying to me that day that was just, like, unbelievable. I couldn't even believe that would come out of somebody that was so close to me. And when I say close, I mean real close. Really,
and how long had you guys been friends for?
Since, like,
that time?
we were friends since high school. So it was like a good over 10 years,
Till
maybe.
College, till you graduated,
like,
because you
graduated. Yeah, it was high school, college, after college. Like, it was years. We were very, very close for a very long time. But she used to do a lot of grimy things to me that I did not know. Even there were things that I knew, but then I would always be like, I'll just give her benefit of doubt all the time, right? But when I say life be lifing with that situation, for example, for me, it was more of like, it gave me trauma, like, in terms of getting close to people, just being able to share certain things with people. That's why now, as you can see, my friends are my family. I hang out with my family. I don't even be, when I hang out with other people, it's to drink and shayo and jaye. But in reality, like, I don't get really, really close to people because of that situation. You know? What's your story, Taiwo? I know you've been through it too with friends.
To be honest with y'all, I've actually been very blessed with an amazing best friend, Agartha. We've been friends for, several years, more than 15 years, I would say. And we've never, had any troubles.
Tell us about Agatha. Where's she from?
Agatha, my childhood friend. We've been friends since we were teenagers, early teenage years. We met in high school, and we're the two Africans in, but this was back in Los Angeles, growing up in Los Angeles, by the way. We were the,
shout out to
two African women, new to America at the time. Shout out to Bisola. Yes, one of my friends is here visiting. Thank you. But yeah, we were, just two African girls in an American high school, and we just found each other, and we just clung to one another and became friends, and we're still best friends still today. So that's one of the, when it comes to, blessings, friendship, blessings, I'm just so thankful to God that I have her in my corner, and we've been friends for a long time. And she's just been a good positive influence in my life. We pretty much grew up together. We've gone through life together. So But yeah, so when it comes to
quickly,
yeah, go ahead.
quickly with the dynamic of you and your friend. So she's married. I don't know. Does she have
She's
kids?
not married, but
I thought
she's
she
in
was
a
married.
no, she's in a committed relationship with a partner.
She lives with her partner. Right?
They're not living together, but they do back and
Oh, I
forth,
thought she
because
was.
she has a child of her own.
Oh, with
But
the
yeah,
guy.
but she's doing well. She's in a serious relationship. But as far as what exactly with the dynamic, how that affects our friendship.
A lot of because a lot of friendships, right? When you're friends with someone, they get into a relationship,
You
a
have to
serious
create
relationship or
boundaries.
marriage,
I see.
and then like that sometimes can create like
Affect-
a wedge
yeah.
between friendships. So like, how have you guys been able to like maintain that friendship?
We've been friends for such a long time. And, as I mentioned, the guy she's currently in a relationship with, they've been together for about 3 years. So he knows I was there prior to him. He knows how strong our
She's
relationship
like, this is my position.
He knows how close we are. We talk
So
several
he basically told
times.
you 2 for 1, 2 pieces
Pretty
of pork.
much. And, he's come to terms that, there will be times where he'll be around. I may call randomly on their dinner dates and whatnot. Oh, it's Taiwo. Okay, let me say hi. He'll say hi. But, the conversation might be cut short.
Sure,
But he knows that at least we will still say a little bit here and there. Of course, I have to respect them as well when they're on their date. Give them time to enjoy
Yeah.
themselves. But he understands. That's what I'm getting to. That our friendship comes. I wouldn't say before their relationship, but he understands the bond that we have, and
Of
to
course.
make room for me, even whenever they're having sex in bed. No, I'm just joking now. But whenever I do call, he's very receptive. And
But how do you guys handle like conflicts?
Wait,
in
before
terms-
before you say that, really quickly, sorry. When she was saying that, I was just thinking about you and I was like, that's how we are.
Aw.
If
That's
you
how we
date me,
are.
you date Doopsy. If you date
Literally
Doopsy, you
to
date
the
me.
pod.
Like literally,
Literally
Dupe's
to
boo be like,
the-
let me talk to Moyo. Like we be just on the phone all
Yeah.
day. Nah, that's how we are. We're that.
oh
that-
wow,
that
yeah. So
close
I guess
to-
most
so I was
most
like,
guys
best
will
friends, yeah.
understand, their
The
partners,
best friend dynamic,
relationship,
yeah.
and the relationship.
But there's also a trust that comes with that too,
Yeah.
because like it's not every friend that you give like you
Give direct
that
access to your man.
to your man, right? So
Yeah.
that best friendness, I think. Okay, let's talk about what are the. Sorry, we'll get to conflict. What are the signals with friends that allow you to feel comfortable
to bring them
to
around.
bring them around your man or your man around
I
them?
see. So as I mentioned, Agatha and I have been friends for more than 15 years. So we've gone through any trials, anything that could have happened, our friendship might have been tested. Pretty much I know her in and out. So I know what she's capable of. I know, I pretty much trust her, is what I'm saying,
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
trying to get to.
So trust. Trust is the
trust
big
is a
one.
big deal. And the longevity of our friendship, the fact that we've been friends for that long without conflict, says, okay, a lot, because this is a person that I can trust with, as you said, my loved one, my partner, my husband, or boyfriend relationship. She's a trustworthy individual. So, yeah, no problems there whatsoever. But yeah, back to your question, trust, knowing that I can
Trust is
trust
a
her.
big one.
And yeah, we've been friends.
Dupe, what's yours?
For me, you need to have I need to also trust you, right? But again, it's a tricky thing, because while I'm dating, right, and I want my man to be in my life in terms of knowing all my friends and knowing, they say the person you hang out, like, show me who your friends,
show
me
you
your
who you
friends
are.
and I'll show
Show
you
you
who
who
you
you
are,
are.
right? I want him to get to know me inside out and see my friends and everything. But then there are also certain people that I would not bring around my man.
Like, what are the characteristics of those people?
First of all, they talk too much. They're sloppy. They're messy. They have too much drama, and they don't have priorities.
Yeah, I think for me is also I like the sloppiness, but it's people that are too nosy,
Yeah.
right? Like, you just want to know everything about this person because he's dating me. Like, I'm
yeah,
just like, girl,
you be
bye.
asking random questions.
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
dating me,
yeah.
but don't be asking my man, oh, how did you meet?
Yeah.
Who is your father? Who is this? Like, there are people that do that, and I'm like, that's
there are some friends that also, like, they might be mad cool and mad dope, but the moment you're in a relationship, it's like they want what you have.
yeah.
And it's weird because sometimes you notice it even before you do it. You notice it with a man. You notice it with like shopping or bags or shoes, right? They'll just come to your house. this shoe, wow, I almost got the same one. This bag, I almost got the same bag.
Or
where
you just see them
where
with
did you
it the
get
next
it?
day. Or you see it with them the
Exactly,
next
right?
day,
So we always
right?
see all these triggers, all these like.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had friends like that before?
For me,
where
the
you
case
noticed, where you
has
got
been
that,
reverse. The case has been reversed for me.
where you were
because,
that friend.
not necessarily. I was the one trying to respect their relationship such that, like, my friend was dating someone. They'll go on dates. She's doing stuff for her man and things like that. I'm like, oh, okay, by all means, please. I mean, the first date, they came over to my place, and she misunderstood that as me saying I am going out and living, showing off with other people. She took it, I don't know if she saw it as a jealousy thing, because I started kind of like building my life outside of her, or finding other things to do outside of spending time with her. So there was that miscommunication or misunderstanding, because every time I'm like, oh, you're doing this to a man, sure, no problem, I move on and go and do something else, and then babe comes back pissed. I'm like, why are you mad?
So wait, she's upset that you're not spending time with her.
Yeah. And
But
then when
that's not what I was asking.
I'm telling you, I know that's what I said. I said that the case was reversed for me.
Okay.
I
was like,
understand?
because
I was not jealous she had a man. I was just respecting her boundaries and saying she has a man.
Well,
she
it's not.
spend
So
time
you
with her man.
created boundaries for your friendship because she was in a relationship.
Yes.
But she just did not like that.
And I didn't like the fact that every time we try to hang out, she always wanted to involve her man or do stuff for her man. So she'll use our personal time, our hangout time, to go run errands for her man or do something for her man. I'm not dating her man. I mean,
got it. So it's like when you I guess when you in your case, what you're saying is that let's have our friendship time, and then you can have your boyfriend time.
Yeah.
Like not mix it together.
Yeah.
That can be tough. So though, when you're in a relationship, I mean, it's like when your friend wants to talk to a man all the time, you can't be like, why are you talking to your man when you're in my house? Like, girl, just relax. Let her enjoy
I didn't have
a moment.
any issue with that, but like it was just for me, like if you're spending time with me, let's go, let's
No,
hang out.
I understand what you're
Like, we're
saying.
hanging
I
out,
agree,
right?
but I'm saying it's a very thin line. Like, damn, like
It is.
Like I want to spend time with you, but damn,
my man
I
comes
mean,
first.
it is. But then I don't want to be a hater and be like,
I mean,
nah.
it is.
Yeah, so I
It
get it. What about you? Have you had like a friend that you felt like you noticed, like you could have noticed it beforehand, like jealousy traits, blah blah blah.
But to answer the question you asked earlier, as well, it's human nature to want something good. So I may
True.
see a bag or a purse that you have, if it's nice, oh, I want it too, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? I want that.
Yeah.
Same thing pertains to relationships. So if you're dating a guy, you guys have a really good relationship.
just don't be doing stalker behavior. Now.
That's where we have to draw the line. But if you have
Like-
a good relationship with a good man, you guys are doing well, building and thriving together. It's normal for me looking from the outside in to be like, oh wow, this is so good. I want that. It's human nature to want anything that's good. Now it becomes a problem. Back to your question. What you said earlier, when a friend actually wants what I
Imposes
have,
on
and
you.
they try to impose and overstep by their boundaries. You getting too close to my man, for example, of course that's a problem. Yeah, you may want what we have, but my man is off limits. Go find your own and try to duplicate what we have. So yeah, funny enough,
What you say?
yeah.
Period.
That's it. No, but seriously, and it's so funny because I had a similar experience when I first moved to Houston. I didn't really know anybody. Here I am, 27 at the time.
Yeah.
Trying to make new friends, meet men, date, intentionally and all of that. I went to a mixer by myself, something I've never done before. I met this girl. She's African American, but, Houstonian, born and raised, so she knows the city in and out. Met her, she saw me, we clicked instantly. And we became friends, and, I learned so much from her. She took me around the city, and this particular girl actually knows a lot of Nigerians. So she dates Nigerians. She hangs around Nigerians. She goes to a Nigerian church, even though she's African American.
We know.
Yeah, and there's so many of them in Houston. I'm sure y'all probably heard about that. But yeah, that's another topic for another day. But, I got so close to this girl that, she we were pretty much doing everything together. We go in and out, do stuff together. We're pretty much seeing each other on a daily basis.
5 and 6.
So I started talking to a guy, and just talking. Not even like we're not even dating or in a relationship. And she wanted the details, and I, you know me more when it comes to relationships. When it's not yet solidified, or it's not yet concrete, or it's not where I want it to be, I try not to give, even to family. I don't say nothing to family. Bisola can attest to this. I try not to, because it's like
Bisola, did you get angry about it at some point? Because me and how we fought about it.
I don't really talk about.
I don't want to talk about the situation, but it was a situation where Ty did it. She didn't tell me the guy, but it turns out that I knew the guy, and the guy was not the one. Wait. So like, put your lips on the mic. Not for the details. Not for the details. So sometimes when you don't let your friends know what's going on, we might have some tea on somebody. That's true. But you could have avoided the tea. That's true. So it was a situation where. I'm not going to go into the details. Okay. Give him the synopsis. Are you sure? Yeah. Oh, jump in the mic. Okay. Jump in here, girl.
So pretty much it was a situation where Ty told me about a guy. I think we went for brunch or so.
Yeah, back in LA. Yes, I actually know the guy she's talking about.
She didn't really want to go into details, and I was like, let me see the guy.
I know who she's referring to.
She was a little bit hesitant. So she then showed me the guy, and I was like, wait, Ty, I just saw this guy last week with his serious girlfriend in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl,
somewhere. I know the guy she's talking about.
So literally, I didn't have to let her know, like, Ty, just to let you know, like, just let me know next time we're dating a guy, because I might have some tea on him.
You know what? That's true.
I was saying this yesterday. I said every girl needs to ask this question. If you go on a date for the first time, ask the guy, are you seeing someone? Nigerian guys will tell you no all the damn time. But then rephrase the question, simple and short. Is anyone seeing you without your knowledge or approval?
So,
are you married? Yeah.
In all fairness, guys lie too about things like that too. But back to Taiwo.
Yes.
So I agree with that, because even I had the same situation with Taiwo
recently.
Similarly.
Yes.
Not in the case that I know the guy or anything. I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
But in more of like when Taiwo meets someone, she would just close shop. Like she won't tell you.
Okay.
No, when I say close, I mean like she won't tell you much about the.
him.
No, I won't even say much.
She'll give you high level.
Yeah, but like she wouldn't. Well, for me, it was a little different. So like I think Ty and I, we used to hang out a lot. But when she met the guy, this girl just ghosted me. But when I say ghosted me, not ghosted me like she won't pick up my calls or anything. But like she'll just be like, so yeah, I'm going to go and hang out with him with his friends at so and so place. And now I'm like, if he's with his friends, nigga, invite me.
You're single.
I'm single. I could blend with one of the friends. You know what I mean?
Right?
And then the worst part is Taiwo. There was one time Taiwo came and she's like, man, one of his friends.
I sure
click.
did.
So amazing. And I'm thinking, okay, the next.
But what happened,
Wait,
Taiwo?
now I'm thinking in the next hangout, she'll invite me. Like, oh, come hang out. She'll now hang out with them again. I'll be like, Moyo, the guy's really cool, oh, you know. And I'm just like, but the thing is, me, I don't impose. So I wasn't like, what the hell? Like I was just there, like, okay. Observing. Then at one point when I saw that it was, you know what, this can almost affect our
you guys let it go.
So let's let it go.
Let's go.
So we sat down and we discussed this matter. And I said, come, what's this rubbish now? I was like, I will never do that.
Which I think is also an awesome personality, an awesome trait you have, because people just tend to sweep things under the rugs, especially in their friendship.
With
like,
family
let's talk
too.
about it. Let's talk about it so that we can make sure that
It doesn't
there's
happen again.
because they say animosity keep sweeping, like familiarity breeds contempt, right? So you keep sweeping things under the rug, keep sweeping. There's one day it's just gonna pile up, and
yeah. I think with Taiwo, the conversation allowed me to understand that, like, you know, I've always known this, but like everybody is different.
Yes.
Everybody handles things differently. Life has lifed for everybody to the point that trauma has happened to everybody, that they know they deal with certain things in different manners, right? So when I was talking to her, I realized that, okay, you know what? I cannot change Taiwo because this is who Taiwo is, right? So I have to almost like adapt to who Taiwo, understand that this is Taiwo, and then move accordingly. So in my mind,
does that fall under your reciprocity?
So that's what I was about, reciprocity. So the reciprocity of energy, right?
Yeah.
It did at some point where like I actually had the thought that, well, you know what? If Taiwo doesn't want to bring me around that person, me too. I will not bring Taiwo around my person too. Let's equal our friendship so that the balance is balancing, right? But in reality, we still talk. I still tell her everything either way. But
and I do tell you everything too.
She tells me everything. We talk. That's the thing. It was just bringing it around. But I got to know that's just how.
And I've always been
ever
this way.
since you guys had that conversation, how has
It's
things
fine.
been?
No, it's fine. That's how she is.
She just understands that's me.
That's who she is.
She just
and
has
it's
to
fine.
before. But
Exactly.
I've been, as Bisola mentioned, I've been like this for a long time. And the reason behind that, it's not about trauma. It's just,
I was gonna ask what happened.
it's just, when I just feel like I need to personally get to know someone, whether it's a man, anybody. Before I start bringing him around, let me, without any opinions and that may be distracting, let me figure out this individual on my own. And then from there, maybe after like a month or two, which I did mention, I even told you 6 months self. I think I told you 6 months.
6 months.
Wow. But there's no timeline to this. It's just whenever I feel like, okay, this is actually worth, me bringing my loved ones, my friends and family whom I care about and I value their opinions. When I feel like this is serious enough or the guy is deserving enough, then I can start bringing him around. But until then, I'm not going to give him that, that honor of
your
bringing,
family.
the ones that I love and care about around him. So, and actually,
I'm the opposite.
I know.
I'm like, let's turn
Let's all get to know it together.
And that's what friends are for. We're gonna chase him away for you before it even happens. I know. Because they spot the red flags, right? They spot the red flags. You don't have to do 6 months if you can just bring your friends to just cut it off.
I like her point because in reality, right, you are so engrossed by this person that you don't even see the red flags, right? But then let's say me now, for instance, in our situation, I'm watching both of you and I think I'm a very good judge of character, right? And I can see and be like, man, that nigga don't like you, or I could be like, or I could be like, damn, that he's so into you, you know what I mean? But you would not know that until later, and then exactly, and then if you then come back to me and you're like, when you haven't told, all you've done is told me one side of the story, which is what you tell me, and then you're now telling me, all of a sudden he doesn't like me again. Then I'm like,
it makes it difficult for you to make
it makes me to even give input because I really don't know what happened. And I haven't seen your dynamic to,
and also,
you know what I mean?
You mentioned something earlier that, and Bisola mentioned this about, spotting the red flags, family members and friends, you need them to spot. But not everyone is oblivious to red flags. There are some people that date. There are a lot of people that they don't even have family members around when they are.
Are they happy?
You don't know. There are a lot of people that move to a new city. Nobody, they are there by themselves, just like I did. And they meet a man, using their common sense, everything they've learned, life experiences, to kind of figure out red flags and figure out if this is the right person for me. So I understand that, but this is something that can be done individually as well, without any outsider.
Okay,
but of course, there are certain things, there are certain situations whereby maybe the guy has a history, or, something like that, has dated somebody that, did somebody wrong, or was a scammer, things like that, which is actually quite prevalent in a city like Houston, when it comes to men. So in that kind of situation, yes, you want to ask around, do you know this person? And that's where other people's opinion comes into play. But until
but you have to do it early, not after 6 months.
I don't. Like
you
I
have to
said,
do it
6
earlier
months was
than
a long
6
time.
months.
But like
6
I
months
said,
is a long time.
But however length of time it may be, whenever I feel comfortable, I've made my assessment. I think, okay, this guy may be worth it. Whether it's a month, whether it's in 2 months or 3 months or 6 months. Okay, let me start bringing other people to see. Because you don't want to hide a relationship. If something is good, you don't want to hide it from your loved ones. So when I start to open him up, I've already vetted him. I've done my own, I've used my own 2 cents and knowledge to kind of figure out if he's good for me or not. But then that's when of course, the opinion of family and friends is, hearing what they have to say. This is not good. The way he was doing, of course, all that is important. But I have to come to that realization first that maybe this is the right person for me before I even start, hearing other people's opinion. But that's how I like to do things. But not to digress, let's get back to the story I was talking about.
Sorry.
Which is, with this girl that I met when I moved to Houston. So I met a guy, And, as I always do, I gave her snippets, not too much detail. I didn't give her the full, what
Full picture.
I just gave
He's
her.
a man.
He's a man, and I met him
black.
here. He's Nigerian. He's Yoruba. Let's not forget that. But anyway, so I just pretty much told this girl that just his first name and what he, what he did for a living. Mm-hmm. This girl went behind my back, literally. Googled him on LinkedIn. You know how you can put first name, last name, city on LinkedIn to get people's last name. To that was what she did. She knew his first name, knew where he worked, city and with the hospital he was working at, and literally went on and found him on LinkedIn. Added him once she found his last name. She added him on Facebook. She added him on Facebook. We let you know the story. She added him on Facebook with the intention that he would try to talk to her and something will happen between them. But where she went
while
wrong,
he was talking to
while
you.
he was talking to me, we were not in a relationship. We were still dating and talking. And so the guy was like, "Oh, Taiwo, why is your friend?" This girl, when I tell you we were close, she was always in my snaps. At the time, Snapchat was all I really was, into.
Popping.
And she was. We did everything together, so she was everywhere.
Damn, that's cold.
So the guy came up to me and he was like, with my phone, like, "Oh, your friend." I'm sorry, I just dropped name. Golly, I guess we can edit that out. But yeah,
we'll blink it.
Her name needs to be dropped. Let's continue.
Bisola, I don't want to be on your bad side. I don't want to be on your bad side.
No.
Keep going.
And but yeah.
So he said your friend.
Edit it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the guy reached out to me like, "Oh, your friend that you post, just added me on Facebook." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I tried not to act, I was just like, "Oh, okay." I was surprised, but I didn't want him to know that, you and your friends don't talk like that. You didn't know that she added me. And he was actually kind of questioning, like, "Did you send her?" kind of thing. But of course, him too was being, he didn't want to come off too strong. Like, why is your friend? Are you sending us to come and be checking up on me? Because even at that time, I don't even think him and I were even friends on Facebook. Because we would just talk on the phone and all that. We're friends on Snapchat and so other, but not on Facebook. Because even at the time, I wasn't even active on Facebook. I didn't even, think to add him on there. But anyway, yeah. So he reached out to me and told me. So I went to my friend. Oh yeah. I went to my friend, and I told her, "Oh, homeboy says you added." She goes, "Ty, that is not true. Why would I do that? You didn't even tell me his last name." How?
She lied?
She lies straight up.
Damn.
No, like straight up lied about it. And then I kept asking, like, "Listen, he literally just got off the phone with me and told me you added him on Facebook." She goes, "No, I did not. And even if I did, I was actually just looking out for you.
Even if I did,
I was just looking out for you." And I'm like, I was like, "You're looking out for me. If you're looking out for me, this is something you should let me know that you're doing on my behalf, and get my consent, that it's okay for you to add the guy I'm talking to. You don't know this guy from Adam. You found out about him through me. The thing you could, if you were truly looking out for me, at least talk to me about it and ask me if I'm okay with it. But no." So she eventually opened up that, yes, she did, add him, and she's under the guise that she was looking out for me to sniff through his Facebook to see if
trying to hit him
Oh
up.
yeah, the truth did come out eventually. And that was actually the main goal. She was hoping that somehow, if he was one of those dirty guys that would just talk to friends of friends and that, he would talk to her. Literally, that was, that eventually came out because she actually insinuated something like that. But ultimately, I had to cut this girl loose. I had to let her go. Like,
Let her go. Let her
completely,
gone.
Let
her be gone
And
forever.
It was so crazy to me because here I am, navigating my 20s, fresh out of my mama's house, in my own new apartment in a new city, experiencing
cold.
life. And when I say I've never had any friendship problems, I've just been blessed, literally. I've never had any friendship problems. So this really hit me really hard. Like, those Yoruba movies or Nigerian movies that you watch, the cliche, the friend poisoned our food. The friend, it was reminiscent of all of that. Like, oh my gosh, like
100%.
This thing my mama tell me is possible. Actually, it really does happen. I could not believe it. So it really opened up my eye to, friendship and, like you said, jealousy and friendship, and how certain women want what you have. Literally what you have. There's nothing wrong with wanting the idea of what I have, or the idea of happiness or stability.
Be happy for me, versus
but to want exactly what I want,
what I have.
that is a problem. Or what I have, excuse me. That is a problem.
There's something you touched on that I thought it's crazy because it's relatable. Never having a friend do that to you. Like that was the first time.
Yes.
And how it just made you start thinking of like Nigerian movies, how friends are. Same thing. Like even with me, it was almost like I've never had a friendship breakup until that happened. Like I didn't even know people could be that wicked.
Exactly.
Like
I was
so
that
to me-
naive. Literally,
Yeah,
in my
so let me
mid-
ask
but
you
it's not even you being naive. It's just the person being evil.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because in this life you would think everybody you come across, everybody's sweet, everybody's nice. So when you hear, and I think it happens for everyone, when you meet that friend, when you have that friend that you finally realize that they're actually freaking evil.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you can't wrap. There's trauma that gets built from it, and I don't know if you got trauma from yours, but like with me, it was just crazy. Like really difficult. Like it took me therapy to deal with deal with that situation.
Moya, I saw you.
And that was years after.
I saw you deal with this up close.
Yeah.
Because I
as
was
a best
there
friend,
in the
yes,
picture, yeah.
supportive.
I think it even brought us closer because shortly after that, I had gone through
Similar
situation. So I know for the longest time, it took you a long time to
that definitely did not bring us closer. That definitely did not bring us closer.
No, but we
We're
spoke
already close before that.
I know, but we spoke a lot about it,
yeah,
because
I
from
was
your
hurting.
experiences, right? And then mine happened, right? And then we both kind of like unconsciously compared notes, right? And I know it affected your trust in a lot of people, relationship wise. You actually became super secretive because you were more of an extrovert when you met people. You were outgoing, you shared a lot about yourself, and you became one of those people that started locking your page on social media.
Yes, so
Moya never locked her page
what?
on social media. She
It
cleaned
did.
up her entire page. She deleted a lot of pictures. She cleaned up her entire page, locked up her page and everything.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you, like, how did you, what was, aside from that, right, what else was the impact? So for you, what was the impact in terms of, because I didn't know you back then. So what was the impact? How did that impact how you made friends and connected with people?
I guess taking more time. As I mentioned earlier, I met this girl literally instantaneously. We became best friends, which is so weird. So just taking time, like you will vet a man in a relationship. Take time to vet a girlfriend before they get too close to you.
So many similarities, facts.
So
There's a lot
that
of
would
similarities
be,
with that.
that's what I've been doing now, and practice, taking my time to draw or bring people close to me without really hanging out with them from a distance, before you start bringing them around your personal space. So yeah, that's what that experience definitely taught me. Yeah.
I think for me, it allowed me to switch the way I accept friends in. So before, it used to be 100, and then you walk your way to 0. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like the moment I meet you, I'm like, oh my God. Next thing you know, we're BFF. We're very close. I would share anything and everything. Like there's that, I trust you 100, and then you work your way to 0, right? But now it's 0. And then as we get cooler, I start to okay, let me just throw this in and see how she reacts. So let me just throw this in and see how far she'll take it. Will she keep it within herself? Will she talk to other people about it? Yeah, so that definitely was a thing. You know what I mean? It definitely affected me in that way. What else again? I think also just there was something else that, this is crazy to say, but I remember when I cut her off, everybody I know that she's friends, I cut them off too. As in fact, the circle, as it was like this circle, then the bigger circle, then the bigger circle, I was just deleting everybody. So even I have friends that we were all friends together, that I stopped talking to them, and I don't even think they know. It's like I didn't stop talking to them, but I pulled back from them. So it's almost like they'll be like, Moyo, what's up? How's trying to get back to how we used to be. Moyo telling you everything, and I'm just like, life is okay. In fact, I don't even be telling them that I'm blessed. They'll be like, how's life? well, life. Oh, she know. It's still going. It's okay. You even be like, man, guess what? I got a promotion. I did this. Life is good. I just used to just like keep it just surface level because in my head, I just had this thing of like,
They were coming for you.
not even they coming for me, but more of just like, I don't feel I can trust anybody with anything anymore because this is someone that was like my left breast. You know what I mean? Like we were that close. You know what I mean? And it's funny, even till today, a lot of people ask, oh, why'd you stop talking to her? Why'd you stop talking to her? What happened to you guys? Because it's like shocking that how these two were so close.
Yeah.
And now they just don't speak. You know, it's crazy. I don't even think I know what she looks like anymore.
Wow,
I'm telling
that's
you, it's crazy. When I tell you that, the way I deleted that girl from my life, I don't know anything about her. When people come to me to say things about her, I'm just like, go for it. Like, don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about her. I don't know any. When I tell you anything, nothing about. I don't even know if she finished college. I don't know, like, because I know when I'd finished. Like, I don't know.
That's how.
I don't know
distant you had
anything
cut
about
yourself
her.
off.
It's not. That's how I blocked the girl from like ever. I think we went to a party in December when I was in Nigeria, one of these Decembers, and I think you had said, "Oh, isn't that person?" And I'm telling you, I was like, I was like, "Is that her?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I really do. I could. I
a
just.
lot different, or you just didn't even.
It took us a while.
It was in
to
the car. We were
recognize.
like, I was like,
in
I
the car,
think that's
and it just
her.
randomly, it was like an afterthought. And we're like, did you see this person? Like, it was just like an afterthought.
That's how much I deleted the person from like everything about me. I even have a friend that came out and was like, oh, you know, this girl did. I'm like, girl, listen.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't
Save
care.
that for somebody
I don't
else.
like. Like it's. I said no bad belly girl, but I do not care.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how. But it was a very traumatizing experience.
Wow.
Therapy helped me to get over it eventually, but then I'm learning now to like start trusting again. But then I like the way you also put it towards relationship. You know, friendship, like breakups, for example.
Yeah.
Having that relationship breakup and then friendship breakup is very similar.
Is it?
Because it's very similar for me anyway, because I feel like when you break up with a guy, right, it takes a while to like unprocess. I mean, like if you're dating someone for like 4 years.
I'm not gonna lie, get over guys faster.
But then you haven't really. But then no, she hasn't really dated.
Oh, I see. So short-term
I'm saying
dating,
like
I
long-term, short-term dating.
Oh, yeah,
I'm talking about long.
Like, I get over guys faster than I
Yeah,
get
I'm
over
talking
friends.
about long-term dating, like 4 years. Like you've been in a long-term date. You know what I mean? Like getting over that. As much as we want to say it's so simple, yeah, forget it. He did this. I'm done. There's still that sweet spot that you know that you hold on to. Like, damn, like why couldn't he just do blah blah blah? I think it's similar to friendships as well. Like when that breakup does happen, it's almost like you start to reevaluate your whole friendship. Like, where did shit go wrong? Like, what happened? What did I ever make
What
her
could have
feel
gone
uncomfortable?
wrong?
Did
Yeah.
I ever like where did the straight path turn to like negativity? Like even sometimes like in my head, I remember I used to be like because I realized a lot of it was jealousy, and I'm like was I showing
That you
too
didn't
much?
notice
I'm
that?
like
How
me
come
that
you
was
didn't even
me that was
notice?
even struggling to do life. You know understand what I'm saying? Like you know, and I'm just like did I show off or did I do this or and it made me stop doing it with people. So like even when somebody would be like Moyo, wow, you know, let's say they'll be like, oh, nice apartment. I'm just like well, are you know, like I almost don't want to say anything like thank you so much, oh my god, yes, I work hard, you know, like it's almost like okay,
That's what we see
because I'm just so because like we thank God, you know, that kind of thing. But because I'm just so nervous that like I don't want anybody to ever feel like I don't want to
Air
brew
of
any
jealousy.
jealousy with someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not even going to lie. My friendship breakup, like the major one I had, like was like literally gave birth to a new me. Like it literally made me come out of my shell because I'm like, fuck. Sorry.
What's sorry, mama?
I'm sorry, mom. I'm sorry, mom.
So the story behind that is that Dupe's mommy called. I was like, all I'm hearing is the
bullshit.
F word and the B word. So now we've told ourselves
So
we're
we
not
are
cursing
censoring,
anymore.
yeah.
Sorry, auntie.
But like my friendship breakup, literally, I became a butterfly. I became a social butterfly because I realized that like me time myself, like not necessarily time, but we were always together.
Everybody knew you guys together.
Yes. So when we fell apart, right, it was interesting for me because her sister knew, her parents knew, and I was supposed to be her bridesmaid when she was getting married. I did not even go for the wedding. She did not even invite me to the wedding. I remember I even still, like, you know, tried to reach out to go and buy Ashoebi and everything. And homegirl told me Ashoebi had finished. I said, okay, so why am I stressing myself?
I remember I told her, she was not like,
Do you
I don't
understand?
know, maybe I should. I said, you're not going, girl.
Like,
You
I
gotta
was just
sit
trying
at
to be
home.
nice and, like,
Take the
you know,
message.
just, you know, say, okay, let
But
me
that
just,
was rude.
like,
That was
try
rude.
to put my, like, for the sake of our friendship, because we had been friends since primary school, elementary school. And I'm like, are we going to fight over... I'm happy for her and everything, but like, is just one argument of someone trying to live their life going to separate, you know, that kind of thing. So me, after that one, I just took it as a sign. I mean, when she gave birth, we had that conversation. When she gave birth to her first child, I called her. I actually even told her, I dreamt about it. I'll never forget, I dreamt about it. And I called her and I was like, oh yeah, that congratulations. I actually dreamt he had a boy, you know, everything. I went to go see her, you know, to say hi, you know, meet her son, say hi to her and everything. And that was how we became acquaintances. I won't call her my friend because if I see her out, I'll say, what's up? You know, I'll say hi and bye. But we don't have conversations because I was hurt by the fact that while everybody, like our close friends, even people that we went to school with, all knew us together and everything, nobody, like, I know my side, my sisters try to reach out, like my friends, like some people I know try to reach out and have conversations. My cousin tried to reach out, and nobody from her own side even tried to reach out and say, oh, Modupe, what happened? Do you understand? Or nobody tried to, I even reached out to her for a dinner and let's sit down and talk it out and everything. And even in the dinner, I was even a fool to be the one apologizing. I call myself a fool because thinking back then, I was like, there was nothing to apologize for. But because I just wanted to, like, let sleeping dogs lie and just, like, get that closure, I was like, okay, let's, like, I apologize and move on. But, like, it kind of impacted me because it, like, it made me more confident in myself and it made me more confident in terms of meeting people. So, like, I got this feedback last year from someone who told me that they know me. They know me as a social butterfly. Everybody knows me, but they don't really know, which is very interesting because people, and I tell people, I said that 90% of the people I hang out with are my acquaintances and only about 10% are actually my friends. It's very different because I feel like to get to know me is me bringing you into my inner circle. And I'm a very, I'm emotional. Yeah, I'm emotional. I'm a lover girl, you know, and I like to come through for people that, like, are close to me. So if I'm bringing you into my close circle and say that, oh, I'm carrying you on top of my head, if I'm drowning, you better be drowning with me, or you know, I must be able to.
Both of us will die on the line.
One thing I'll say is that Dupe is definitely a way better human being than me when it comes to friends, because they'll fight. She'll fight with a friend, but she'll try to create that peace. Like, let's just have peace and move on in our different directions. Me, I can carry the matter on my head.
Yes.
In fact, if I delete.
In fact, you moved on.
Mine is delete. Mine is control delete. Let's restart. Let's see how this goes. But me, I just don't think, like, I guess maybe I'm just really good at also reading the room. Like, if somebody, you know, you try once, you try twice, the person is giving you K-leg answer. Like, for example, now Ashoebi tells you it has finished. Invitation you did not get. I will read the room now and be like, oh,
because I tried.
No, I'm not even referring. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying that, like, that's just the kind of person I am. You even did it twice. Me, that first one time of Ashoebi finishing Motive Baton is I've gotten it. Bah. Like, it's over. And that will be the last time I'll even try to. And I even, like, sometimes we'll see, like, she'll see the person outside, she'll say hi. Even though the person is giving her cold shoulder, I say, me can
Never ever.
It's the old training I got. They said, you know
that's all.
That kind of you grow out of it now. You grow out of it now because the last friendship breakup I had.
Grow out of what?
Like, you grow out of it because the last friendship breakup I had, the guy came to say hi. I'm like, nigga, say what?
It could never be me. It could never. Because I just feel like, if, you know, it's a two-way thing. Like, I feel a certain way. I'm not going to, me personally, Sha, I take it as fake. Like, I cannot have not be like, that, like, we both know there's a little bit of beef, and then I'm here waving to you. It can never happen. I'm mad at you. I'm not going to say hi to you. And if we do end up in a situation, maybe we're on the same table, we're in the same house, and then we just happen to be near each other and we talk, then I'll be like, girl, I'm mad. Like, let's issue this shit. Let's talk it out. And if nothing happens, we'll just like, let's go our separate ways.
So that's
I would
what
never.
I
don't.
I was already I'm over it. Do you understand? But our friendship can never be. I know for a fact the minute that thing happened, that she walked out on me and like had me apologizing without like even trying to take accountability or responsibility for anything. Like it was a one-sided friendship. I was like, there's no way that anything ever is gonna, like, we're gonna sit down on a table or that kind of thing. Every other thing I did was out of respect of out of the 20-something years we were friends, but like you will never catch me pick up the phone and say, yo, what's up?
And there's nothing wrong with reaching out to
growth.
Yes, it says a lot about you as a person.
I wasn't saying it as you're wrong and I'm right. I was saying it as personality.
As a personality
like
thing,
I'm just and honestly, I don't even think my personality is right in terms of how I handle it. I actually think the way you handle it is a little better, but it's just that I just would never do that. That was what I was trying to say. So not that there's a wrong and right. It's what's good for you that matters.
So this same girl that I was talking about, that tried to kind of finesse her way into my situation, eventually over the years. Now she's married, she has kids, but over the years she's tried to reach out. She's tried to reach out to me, and of course I was receptive. When she reaches out on Instagram, say hi, how are you? Let's go.
Crate and barrel tub.
Yeah, she'll be like, oh,
crate and barrel drum.
Ty, let's go work out whenever you have time. I'm like, oh, okay, it will never happen. But eventually, she's tried several times. That eventually, like a couple of years ago, I eventually caved in and met up with her for lunch. This was like maybe 3 years later. Wow. We'd not seen each other, but she's reached out like, hey, hi girl, that kind of thing. 3 years later, eventually we sat down. We met up. She has 2 kids already. She brought them. So adorable.
How the
I
hoes
won't
be
say
winning?
they winning. That's another story. We don't know the dynamic of what she has going on. But yeah, the point is, we met up. And she was actually apologetic. She realized what she did was wrong. She actually said she was sorry. She did apologize. And I forgive her. Now, would I be super close with her? Would I feel comfortable, bringing her around my, relations or even friends or even family? No. But meeting up with her.
Cordial.
Oh, yeah, but we're cordial. So when I say cordial, we don't pick up the phone to talk. It's more like Instagram messages. Oh, girl, you look so hot. Those kind of interactions. So, yeah. I actually appreciate her for even reaching out to me because it's not easy for someone to find their faults and actually own up to it.
Yeah.
And, actually, she did apologize. So I actually commend her for that. But outside of, everything that she did, she's actually a really good friend. I do want to say that. Like, when I tell you she made my Houston experience more than everything it was.
She gave you soft landing.
She did. I even met other Nigerian people around her that I'm still friends with today.
Shout out to home girl.
Right. But yeah. She was
for the good part.
Yeah, so God brought her into my life for that purpose.
For a reason.
So I don't have any bad feelings towards her. We may not hang out, and talk and, and that's okay, but we're cordial. Now, you mentioned something earlier about, you see that as sometimes being fake or something, No.
So I guess in terms of rekindling, right? I think the way she went about it makes it easier, right? I mean, what I meant by being fake was we didn't discuss the issue, but then we both know that there's
something
and
under.
then you go outside and then you're doing hi, like that fake hi.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'd rather you just not say hi to me at all. Like, what was the fakeness for? But in her case, I think it's part of maturity, and maybe in those 3 years, maybe she also appreciated your friendship that well as well, and she felt the absence of you in it, because for her to be able to reflect on the matter. I mean, now she's in a relationship, she's married or whatever with kids. Like, she was able to reflect and say, you know what, I actually miss my old friend. You know, I did mess up, blah, blah, blah. And then come back to you, reach out to you to like, hey, what's up? Let's talk. To me, I think that's growth. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, there's certain friends that if I was in that situation, you know, I might have accepted to hear her out and then maybe forgiven her, right?
Yeah.
But not necessarily move on and become BFFs with her again.
Exactly.
But it will close that hole of anger, or the whole of like, I don't like you, or I don't trust you, or whatever the case is. But would I ever bring her around people
So the
that
trust
I love?
is not
No.
there.
The trust is not there, but
you
at
like
least
her enough.
You've closed, you've forgiven her wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah.
About that. So I like that growth, and I think that should be the case in terms of friendship, because I was actually going to talk about rekindling friendships after that kind of fault anyway. And for me, I don't mind that. I mean, I've had friends that we fought, then we get back together. I think the way for me it works is when we're both grown enough to know where we were wrong, right? So it's like, maybe in the moment I did something that I wasn't aware of that got you angry, then you now did something really opened to me, and then we stopped talking. In that moment, I don't know that I did anything to you. So if you did not communicate that to me, how am I supposed to know? So you have to come talk to me, because in this friendship, you're the one who messed up. But when you come to have that conversation and then you tell me what I did wrong, then I'm like, okay, I could take that and then change for the better. But I guess to eliminate that, communication is what is key, even in friendships, right?
Yes.
And the same way you do with relationships, where you do check-ins, I think it's important to do check-ins with friendships as well. Whereas, like, you know, how's our friendship going? You know, are you good? Are you straight? Like, you know, is there anything I should improve on? Like, those things to me are very important. I think Dukba and I, we do that often without calling it a check-in.
We unconsciously
we talk to each other about like, oh, you know, this thing you do, it might not even be to me. It might be to like other friends that she did it to. Like, I'll check her on it and be like, you know, that's not a good way to handle it. It makes you look like a fake friend. Come on, change that behavior. It makes you look like as if you don't care. Change that thing. Like, so I should be like, okay, sometimes we'll fight about it. You'll argue, we'll hang up, we'll come back, but I noticed the change eventually.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it's same thing with me too. Like, even when I'm telling her, man, you know me, I'm blah, blah, blah. So me, I'm here telling her that, man, you know, forget that girl, blah, blah, blah. Maybe after that, she can say, oh, you know, Moyo, but you took it to the left. Like, you're too
like, calm down, calm
down. That's serious, you know. So, and I'll be like, I might be like, man, you don't know, hang up. Then when I'm reflecting about our conversation, I'm like,
done that.
I'll even call her, I'll be like, you know, you were right, Sha. Like, you know, but you have to have these conversations with your friends in order to move forward and have that growth, right, with friendships. And same thing with I guess friendships are relationships as well, so it's the same.
They really are.
You know what I mean?
And I think also when you look at when you get to know the person and you look at the kind of friendship you actually want, right, you got to be real with yourself for you to be able to develop true friendships. You know, you have to learn to stay true to yourself. If you can't, if you have that difficulty, if you are not ready to do so, you continuously having issues in your friendship, and you continuously, you know, nobody's perfect.
Yes.
I mean, Moya and I, we fight all the damn time. I'm here for a while, and we fought a couple of times, but it is what it is, right? We understand each other.
The problem.
Moya is the cause of the
I'm
problem.
just
Moya is angry.
down.
Moya is just angry.
How can I
Moya has a
can I
temper.
be the problem
Moya
when I'm
has a
laying down?
temper. Moya has a temper. She'll just come and go. I mean,
Okay, I agree.
We'll save that for
Okay.
another topic.
but yeah, so but no, I'm telling you that, like, for the kind of friendship that you want, right, depending on the kind of person that you want to be friends with or whatever, because and let me pause on that. Let's talk about how. Let me pause on that. I'm gonna pause on that and finish it. But let's talk about how you meet people and you make new friends, how you gauge and decide if, okay, do you want to be close friends with this, like how you develop your friendship or nurture your friendship, right? Obviously you can't grow a plant without watering it, right? You always have to constantly exchange and talk, get to know each other and that kind of thing. I realized that over the years, sometimes, like, I get to know people surface level as opposed to getting to know people on a deeper level. Right, you know, asking questions out of curiosity. I just like people say, okay, if you want to share whatever you want to share with me, and then I will like either respond or react accordingly, right? And then if you ask me my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. If you don't ask me my opinion, I'll keep my peace and I'll come and vent to Moyo. And that's what it's been. But again, I've been going through a lot of growth, right? And I've been having that conversations. And I realize, and for me, it's been very helpful. Over the past year, I have actually developed like quality friendships. You know, I have friends reaching out to me. I'm like, Mo, we're like, I'm here. Like, I've had a friend text me today. I was like, Mo, I really miss you. Like, and this is my friend that would literally come and check me almost every day to be like, am I good? Am I okay? And everything, you know. And, you know, we have quality conversations and we talk. And not a lot of people have that. You can't have that with a lot of people. So how do you now develop that friendship to break past that? Because let's be honest, we're Nigerians. Nigerians build walls. So how do you now break that wall?
Sorry. So to take you back, I feel like with friends, you don't build a close relationship until you actually have one-on-one time with them. I'm like that too. I'll say, let's go out, let's turn up. But eventually, sometimes when I feel like, you know, this person is actually really dope, we should get to know. I might invite them over, like, let's have wine, let's just chill, let's just watch a movie, let's just chill. Like, so that's why I said friendship to me is like relationship. It's like, because it's almost like dating. Like, you have to date your friends. You go for dinners. You just 2 of you having dinner, and then that's when you get to talk, right? And then next thing you know, they're really playing. You now realize that life be lifing for this one too. You know, like, that's just how you have conversations, and that's how you build friendships, right? It's the same thing with dating. It's the same thing for me with relationships. Like, when I invite somebody over and we actually talk, that's when we have like that real deep conversations. But you can't have that when you're in the club. You can't have that when you're in public with a group of people. So once you start having those intimate friendship moments, that's when you know that you're getting into a deeper level with the friend, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you on that, Mo. But you also mentioned something, Dupe, about watering a plant. Yeah, give and take pretty much. You know, if one friend is putting in something and the other person is receiving, that act has to be reciprocated. So if I'm giving, you also have to give, and, you know, we have to reap the benefit of the friendship. So if I'm there for you, you know, you call me in the middle of the night, oh my God, you're going through a breakdown, and I expect you to be there for me as well when I'm going through my breakdown. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So when someone has proven themselves over and over time and time again that they will be there for you, you know, even with the little things, usually, especially when you're just starting to build a long-lasting relationship,
Yep.
you know, those little things, you know, and they've been consistent, you know, with their act of kindness, you know, that, of course, is what, to me, gets the friendship to that level that that next level. Yes.
Yeah, and I think for me now, at my grown age, when it comes to making friends, I think before I used to be very close to making new friends. I stick to my family. Shout out to my family. Everybody that knows me knows my family. Those are my OGs. If I go out with random people, I can just be sitting down. But when I'm with my family, I even forget I'm a woman. I just be out there turning up. Like, that's my family for me. Shout out to everybody. We're too many, so I can't be shouting everybody individually.
Shouting everybody out.
But on the real, like, I feel like lately, especially like moving to a new city, where I don't really know that many people. I have a couple of cousins. Like, I've learned to like open up to meeting, like people. Actually getting to know people, So like, I'll have people be like, "Oh, Mo, let's do dinner," and I'm like, "Oh, do I really want to get?"
Man. When Moya first moved to Houston, Moya will call me. I'm like, "Girl, you need to go out."
So like, do I want?
And we've been trying to do that. We've been doing that.
You've been doing that. There's been significant improvements. I've seen the improvements.
First of all,
let our talk, please.
Excuse me. Let me land. When I first came, I agree, we did hang out, but once this girl gets some man, she be ghosting me. So I just found my square roots. I said, you know, I need to make. No, honestly, my first 6 months, like maybe me and Taiwo were road dogs, but once I understand, because in reality, we actually had this discussion before she got a guy, and she said, "Moyo, if I have a guy, I'm gone."
And guess what I said?
And she
I
actually
love
told me
it.
that.
I mean,
She actually told me that.
And guess what?
No, she didn't
guess
tell me
what I
that.
told Mo. I was like, if that happens to you, even before me,
You
oh
respect
yeah,
that.
definitely.
No, she said
I will
ghost
be
me.
ghost me,
She
please.
said
She
ghost
would
me.
cheer you.
So
That's
I'm
me.
telling you, and I mean, we're family, so you know, like I was just like,
Okay. Notes to self.
note to self. No, but when once Taiwo got into like a relationship, you know, that was when I was like, you know what? Let me go find other friends. You know, let me get out of my apartment. Let me go find other friends. And I've started
How's
to
that been?
exercise. I started to
Tennis
exercise that. I mean,
weekend.
you've been here, you've met a few of them. And like I've started to exercise just like, you know, not being so closed off because of my traumas, right? But really just allow them to open up to me, like be friends with me, myself opening up as well. But I've noticed of recent in my older age, having friendships, I feel like a lot of these new friends, they're so quick to open up. Like it's like I'm not even, maybe because some of them are maybe either Nigerians that grew up here or Americans or whatever, but like they're very nurturing. It's almost like I didn't even tell them I'm closed off, but then I could tell they're nurturing me. They're allowing me to take my time to get to know them, and I've seen the goodness in that kind of friendship, like where we're getting close. Like even when I'm sick, they all come, they sit with me, we gist, we laugh, we talk, and I like that because then it shows a part of like care, right? This friendship is not just, oh, let's go out and have drinks, but almost like, oh, when you're down, don't worry, we'll come to you, we'll have a good time. So to me, that's just I'm seeing the growth in that, in just being open. Like not everybody is like your ex-friend, right?
I think
people are different, and you just got to pick your friends wisely.
Yeah, I think adult friendships are much more nicer,
And you have great conversations.
Yeah, they're
like,
much more nicer. They're much you enjoy. I enjoy adult friendships, like friends I've made my adult life. I'm not gonna lie, I love you all. You guys, I learned from every one of them, and I enjoy my adult friendships a lot more. I guess also part of what it is like just knowing who you are, knowing yourself and everything. So I enjoy my adult friendships a lot more than my adolescent friendships.
I should add to this, right? Before, the reason why I wasn't looking to make friends in Houston was because I already have my circle of friends in New York. So in my mind, I did not need new friends, close friends. What I needed was acquaintances, people like
That you can
business
hang out with.
business friends more of. And that's what I was a little bit more. I mean, I'll follow you to like networking events and stuff. Like that was what I cared more about. Like, oh, let me just meet people that like we can talk about work, growth. Just, you know, let me meet other people in my field, whatever the case is. But when you disappeared, that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I think I actually need like real friends here too. So, you know, shout out to my friends in New York, love them to death. And I was able to, you know, come here and actually start to develop like another group of friendships with friends, which has been great.
Which are funny people.
They are.
They are funny.
They're
people.
amazing people
They made
as
me
well.
laugh last night.
All
I
right,
loved
guys.
it.
So we're going to wrap up this podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation about friendships. But before we go, just one last thing. Like everyone just say like, what's your like just one thing that you look for in friendships, right? Like what are the not look for, what are the things that like make you say, okay, this person is going to be a good friend? Like what's that thing that dings in your head? Do you have one?
I won't say it's a particular thing, right? If you're enjoying the friendship, you unconsciously become closer
So
to
energy.
the person. So it's the energy. If like I receive good energy out and I enjoy hanging out with you,
I want to see you more.
then I want to see you more. You know, the kind of conversations that we have goes a long way to the kind of friendship that we will
That's
have.
actually mine. Mine is conversations.
Yeah.
Based on the kind of conversations we're having, I know if we're going to be good friends or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's almost like the conversations they have, I use it to like
Judge
gauge
them.
their mental,
Yeah.
like how they think,
Yeah.
how they act, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think, and I don't judge them. I'm not saying, oh, we'll never, you know, like, I'm just like, yeah, that personality is not going to really match my personality. So, you know, but I use
Yeah.
conversations a
Yeah.
lot. Any for you, Taiwo?
Well, for me, just as I mentioned earlier, you know, someone that's willing to reciprocate my kindness, you know, because I'm a good person. You guys can attest to that.
If I do say so myself,
I'm still waiting for another beef.
No, but
you don't have my back on this.
You are.
No, we love you.
You don't have my
You're
back.
Of course, you're an awesome person now.
You guys heard that.
Taiwo wants everybody to praise her. You are amazing.
You are beautiful.
You are
You are
fine
beautiful.
girl. Oh my
You are
God,
beautiful.
so gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
So no, but seriously, anyone or that's willing to reciprocate my just my energy, match my energy, being kind,
I love that.
just having a good heart. I think that's it for me. And of
Yeah,
course, that's not
awesome.
something that you will get. It's something that happens.
Develops
Based on everything we talked
develops
about.
with time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. This is the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for listening to us and tuning in till the end of the podcast. Shout out to all our followers on Instagram. Thank you all. We're at over 50, which is amazing, and we only have 3 episodes out. Woo! Yes. And also shout out to the people who also follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much. We love you guys, and we're really
Shout
excited.
out to my mom for calling and giving us feedback. I love her.
I know she listens to our podcast. But thanks everyone. Honestly, we've heard such great such great feedback and reviews actually about our podcast. So we're really excited. We have really great topics coming up, and we're excited. Thank you, Taiwo, so much.
My pleasure.
For joining
this
us
was
today.
fun. This was amazing. Thank
know,
you for
a Saturday
having me. On a
thank-
Saturday.
A Saturday well spent. And thank you so much. And we love you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out. It's time.